Yo, my name is Mr. Marcus, I got dope raps. Converting portions definitely ain't whack. Yo, check yourself, math is legit. Come to class or you will be not as smart as you would be if you came to class. Boom, drop the mic, yo. Wreck it. All right, so here we go. We are doing some portions problems. This is problem number 373. And we're converting portions here. We're talking about representations. Can I represent it as a fraction, a decimal, a percent? How can I talk about a part of a whole? Don't want that. All right. So it's just talking about looking for ways to convert between equivalent forms of fractions, decimals, and percents, right? How to say the same thing just in a different way. So the first one, we want to write 4/5 as a decimal, as a percent, and with words. So as a decimal, so I'm going to do my little portion web up here. Like this. I'm going to put my fraction up top. You know what? Actually, forget that. I'm going to do it right here. All right. Sorry if it's a little sloppy. 4/5. Now, man, it would be nice if it was in tenths or hundredths. Decimals go, this is the ones place, this is the tenths, this is the hundredths, and fractions are pretty easy to turn into decimals if we have them in tenths or hundredths or thousandths. Good thing for us, we can use our friend the giant 1 to find an equivalent fraction, the multiplicative identity here. So 5 times 2 will get me tenths. And 4 times 2 will get me 8. So we found an equivalent fraction. 4/8, oh, I'm sorry. 4/5 is equivalent to 8/10. Now if I have 8/10, I can use my decimal conversions here. I have 8/10. And writing that out, that would be 8/10. And now if I can get this out of 100, I know that all percentages, all percents, the word percent literally means out of 100. So if I can turn this fraction now, if I can turn this fraction into hundredths, then I'll be in business. Turns out I can. Use the giant 1 again and multiply this by 10/10 will get me hundredths. Tenths from hundredths. Trade in my 8/10. Trade in my 8/10 for 80 hundredths. So those guys are all the equivalent fractions here. 4/5, 8/10, 80 hundredths. And percents are out of 100, so this must be 80%. If you remember the trick in class about moving the decimal place over twice, once, twice, we would get the same thing as 80%. Put a little 0 there, 80%. All right, so that's that first one. Let's do part B. So we are writing 30 hundredths as a fraction, percent, and with words. So since I already said it, let's go ahead and do that. That's my link. Decimals I love because if I can say them properly, I can write them as a fraction. So if I can say this as what it is here, I could say I have 3/10, or I have 30 hundredths. All right, so I have written the way it is here, I have 30 hundredths. And if I have 30 hundredths, well, what does that look like as a fraction? 30 over 100. Before I simplify this, because I do want to do that, I do want to look for a greatest common factor and simplify this fraction. But first, since it's already in hundredths, oh man, that is so nice. Percent is out of 100, so this is 30 out of 100. That must mean 30%. Now let's use the giant 1. Let's see if we can divide out a common factor. And if I look here, I could say that, you know what? I could see that 30 hundredths could be the same thing as dropping that 0 and making it 3/10. So if I divide by 10 tenths, sorry for that weird looking 1. Divide 30 by 10, I get 3. Divide 100 by 10, I get 10. The equivalent fraction for 30 hundredths in simplest form is 3/10. So there I go. 30 hundredths turned into 30 hundredths, 30 over 100, and 30 out of 100 is 30%. Boom. All right, we're on a roll. We rolling like my man Luda. Rolling. I think that's ludicrous. I don't know. All right, so write 85% as a fraction, as a decimal, and with words or pictures. 85%. Let's do that. So let's start with a percent here. Oh, I know where this is going. Oh, this is easy, yo. 85%. What does the word percent mean? Out of 100. I think I can do this as a fraction. This should be 85 out of 100. If I say this properly, 85 hundredths. 85 hundredths, then you know what? If I know how to place my decimals properly, I can do that. So let's find the ones place. So if this is my decimal, whatever digit is here, that's in the ones place, or 1 out of 1, 1 over 1. That's the ones place. Then to the left, I'm in the tenths. And then further than that, I am in the hundredths. So how do I place 85 hundredths? Well, that would be 8 tenths and 5 hundredths, or 85 hundredths, with no ones, no holes there. So 85 hundredths. Oh man, I think it's the last one here. Last one. So, write 1 and 23 hundredths as a percent, decimal, and fraction. So let's do that. Let's give me a little bit more room here. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a little picnic basket. Hey, boo boo. Here's a little picnic basket. All right. So 1 and 23 hundredths. All right, this is interesting. 1 and 23 hundredths. So let's go back. Let's do our decimal here. This is the ones place, or the 1 out of 1. That's 1 whole. So this is the ones place, tenths place, and this is the hundredths. So I have 1 and 23 hundredths. Here's my 23 hundredths. Here is my 1 whole. Ooh, I have more than 1 whole here. I have 1 and 23 hundredths. So what does this look like as a fraction? Well, just as you would say it. Just as you would say it. So let's turn that into how we would say it. We have 1 and 23 hundredths. So what percentage is this? Well, it's something out of 100. And if we convert this into an improper fraction, it's easier to see actually what percentage this is. But since it is more than 1 whole, we should have more than 100%. We have more than 1 whole. So this 1 represents 100 hundredths. That's the 1. That's this 1 here. Represents 100 hundredths. And we have 23 hundredths. So this is how I convert my mixed numbers to improper fractions. 100 plus 23 is 123, and we don't add the denominators when we're adding fractions, so it's 123 hundredths. So percents are always out of 100, so we have 123%. If you wanted to do that shortcut, moving the decimal place twice, you would have gotten there a lot quicker, but let's not sacrifice understanding with speed, please, ladies and gentlemen. This is why it works. This is why it's 123%. Sure, it does work, moving the decimal place over twice, and we get 123%. But please don't lose that key piece of what percentage means out of 100. And there are 123 hundredths. 123 hundredths. All right. You guys are wonderful. Stay classy.